how does, as Treyarch as a studio, kind of philosophically think about the balance between making a really compelling esports experience, but at the same time making it accessible and enjoyable for the fans at home?
It's an important question, and I get asked about this fairly frequently, right? There's little difference philosophically between people that engage with the esports features and those that log in and jump into a public match. We're striving for a balanced and competitive game all the time. Anyone needs to be able to play and enjoy it, needs to be on an equal playing field. We want to see the best competition in every game. And, starting with Black Ops 1, we made some good strides with the esports initiative. Going into Black Ops 2, we were able to grow the competitive agenda. But Black Ops 3, we believe these features are really going to help expose competitive to a broader audience by giving every player agency over what they deem competitive with the protects and ban system.
Well, yeah, but also at the same time, you're creating a path for players who play, competitively maybe on a personal level, but aren't part of a formal pro team. Tell us a little more about Arena and how that really differs from League play.
That's a very important point to make. Arena is the ranked online play and the replacement for League play in Black Ops 3. In Arena, you are ranked on wins and wins alone. If you win, your rank goes up. If you lose, your rank goes down. All this is visualized for the player with a really simple numbering. At this point in development, there are 20 ranks as well as a master's division at the top. Every 5 ranks, you need to string together even more wins to go to the next level, so it gets progressively harder. Now, this system has some built-in protections that we're excited about. For example, you need to lose 2 games in a row in order to be demoted. You lose 2 steps in the ranking system if you quit out of games. But we don't let you be demoted out of your skill tier to prevent reverse boosting. So as a player, this is very easy to follow. You have a number. The bigger that number is, the higher rank you are. The number goes up when you win games, and all the ranking is done at an individual level. So you have a rank, and I have a rank. You don't have to try to assemble the same 3 to 5 people every time you want to play, although it doesn't hurt to play with the same people every time. That only helps you win. Arena will improve the experience for everyone because of how accessible it is.
So basically, long story short, what you're saying is there's no way for anyone at the office to contest how I'm pretty much way better than them all the time.
You are not better than anybody at our office, but you better work your way into Masters League if you'd like to be invited over to the studio anymore.
All right. So while you and I argue about who has the better score per minute, let's toss it back to Mr. X and Maven to set up the next match. We have seen 2 exciting matches, but we've also seen kind of these new suite of COD casting tools you guys are introducing, which, really kind of enhance the experience in a big way. Can you tell me a little bit more about it?
Let's talk about COD casting for a moment.
Yeah.
So there's a couple things that were really important to us with COD casting. As I've said, it's just as important to be able to spectate a game as it is to be able to play one. So we wanted to make sure that COD casting wasn't burdensome to set up in any way. Right? So in Black Ops 2, the caster can specify which settings he or she wants to use pre-game in the lobby before they even start. And those settings can be saved as part of the custom settings so you can be recalled, and they're always available. Although we always want the caster to be able to quickly access all those common views, there's only so many buttons on a controller, right? So that's why we developed the quick settings menu. That's on the left trigger for the casters. So they can pull up all the commonly used caster tools, access them, edit, get back to the game as fast as possible just by simply pulling the left trigger and then pulling it again when they're done. Now, these are both tools that make it easier for the caster, but we also need to make sure that they can focus on providing the best experience to the audience. That's just as important as some of the new tools that you're seeing being demonstrated here. The player loadout widget is the big one. The player loadout widget gives the caster the ability to call up and specify any details that he wants. This can be any specialist weapon, ability, equipment, perks, wildcards. It can be any combination of those, as many or as few as he needs. Although the casters always do a phenomenal job of memorizing the names of hundreds of pieces of game content, they don't have to because the widget is scrollable so they can see exactly what's been equipped. But my favorite caster feature, and one that I've been thinking about for a very long time, has been the team identity. So as you can see in this broadcast, the casters specify the exact names of the teams. They can change out the team logo. They can set the colors that represent the team for the cast. This replaces everything in the game about team factions. It gives the caster the best way to represent the competition to his or her audience.
Yeah, I mean, I think for me, like looking at it, these are features and tools that were otherwise reserved for very elaborate productions, events like this. But with Black Ops 3, it's like right in game. So, it's really exciting. But in addition to that, you have one bit of other extra news, which is how you're improving the kind of just the ability to just jump in and see a match.
So I'd love to have every single Call of Duty player tuned into the highest level of competitive game. But we don't control every screen in the world, but that means we need to come up with some tricks, and Treyarch has some good tricks up their sleeves here. So I'm very excited to tell everybody that the best way to understand competitive is to watch it to be played at the competitive level. So for Black Ops 3, we've created the live event viewer. So major events like this one can be piped directly into the game so everyone can experience the intense action. One button press pulls up any major events live stream directly inside the game, full screen, so none of the details will get missed. Now to us, the live event viewer and a lot of the other things that we've been talking about and have mentioned are just really the beginning of a huge plan that we have to grow Call of Duty esports.